Hello, exiles. Welcome back to SSF. This video has been a long time coming. It's been a long time in the cooking, and I now present to you a Titan with Mjollner. We found this nice club a few weeks ago. Got pretty caught up in that chaos build, couldn't build something on it. But now we're here, level 78. We just reached level 78, able to wear it. It's currently socketed with a overcharging, commiserating ball lightning. Not enough dexterity support for more skills, so this is just the first draft. We're also carrying Titan Rod Cataphract for additional strength, as well as Black Sun Crest for more strength. This is a placeholder right now. We haven't found anything better. The Doom Gate for that increased block chance, and some gear with high resistances, hand-me-downs of course, some items, some rings with additional strength, another hand-me-down with 1-2 melee skills. The Anoint was there. I don't have the resources to change it right now. So as I said, we just got to level 78. We just reconfigured the skill tree to add overall damage increases. I could find some for our block chance, and of course the brute strength, notable. As you can see, the skill tree is all over the place. Some defensive, some melee damage, some additional strength and polymathy. Lots of jewels, most of them with attack damage and rage on melee. Yeah, melee, rage, so nothing too complicated, nothing too how would I put it, too efficient for Mjolnir's spell on crit. But these 3 nodes of increased damage, overall increased damage, should help out. We should be at twice the chance to block, which is currently sitting at 52%, 104, and then from here some 300% increase. So you know, you're getting into that common 500-ish increased overall damage that you can get in SSF. We had to update some of our travel nodes to intelligence because I don't have a good enough set of gear for this. But let's run a map together. We started this map just to get to level 78, so let's see how this handles. I have no idea what's gonna happen. And as it turns out, not a lot of triggers. While the character, which we haven't even introduced properly, his name is Thorgrim, is jumping around trying to get his showcase on the move. I'd like to mention that it's been pretty difficult getting up to level 78 as a Titan. As you can see, we leap into packs, but stuff doesn't quite disappear. Also, this 2600 life pool with we're going to check in a second. Let's just end this double elite situation with what is it here? Under armor, physical damage reduction of 52%, so we're close to 5k overall health. As you know from an essence, a shield based character which has no additional physical damage reduction, 5k health pool is not that much. Before switching to Mjollner, we were up to somewhere around 3.2k because of the additional travel nodes of strength, and because we had some additional strength on the two-hander we're using. We're using the anchor two-hander, and that is not a lot of effective health pool. Most of the time, when you find one of those maps with Doriani's elites, the transcendent mobs, it happens pretty often that you get targeted by those things. You get free shot, but it's successive hits, and then the character is down. So not a lot of damage at the moment. As I said, this is a preliminary situation. We're going to try in the following days to improve with maybe better gear that has both strength and intelligence, gear that has more maximum life added to it. Crafting it is close to impossible because you also want resistances. You also want maybe some added levels to melee skills on both your amulet and on the. And as you've just seen, we were down to 200 HP. How do we handle that? I have no idea. Hopefully she's somewhere around the explosions. Okay, so not a lot of damage. I guess if Leaf Slam doesn't do the job, then maybe we should use the other skills. You should stick around and wait for my Divine Hammer to hit you. We're running out of life health, health potion charges, but okay, we handled one rogue exile. Pretty slow. I'm still going to pick up these because we're out of gold. So overall, not a big, not a very large or a visible clear speed update since moving on to Mjollner, and I wouldn't know because I was just playing the other setup with two-handed mace. overall this build right now is definitely not ready for taking on endgame. As you can see, this is a level 78, level 14 map. And with not a lot of modifiers, but I guess this is to be expected from an initial iteration. At least cannibalism seems to be supporting the build. Yeah. And giving it enough survivability to handle packs, which is, well, it's something. Going up against bosses, up until now we have tried to steer clear away of the bosses. We're doing way too little damage per second to handle bosses. We've tried a few of them, even the more relaxed bosses like the crypt boss and the Ezomite, they call the Ezomite graveyard boss, Asinia, and the other Eternal, can't remember his name. Even those give the build pause. Okay, so Ball Lightning right now doesn't seem to help us with shocks, even though it's socketed with Overcharging Commiserate. So I guess we'll have to... Wait, I believe I have it on hand. Okay, maybe we can drop Martial Tempo from Armor Breaker and add Conduction. Because, okay, we've socketed it to add larger magnitude shots, but it still needs a chance to shock. But it still doesn't help us shock the enemies. And that was one Hammer of the Ancients that dealt almost nothing. So I guess there's still work to be done on the build. I guess we could at least try the build up against Doriani. What is it? The Black Chambers. Yeah. No, doing the Temple of Chaos is impossible. Sure, let's go up against Doriani. There's still time. But it's slow, it's clunky, it's everything that a Titan build should be. We can't even clear level 64 elites. Yeah, even Doriani is going to take a long time, so maybe let's not do that. We're going to be spending some time doing Not a lot. Let's take another look at the gear. So we've got some lightning damage on this ring. It should help with shock mount, shock chance. This is here just for the strength, chaos resistance, elemental resistances. Yeah, we want better everything. I don't know about the helmet and the body armor. I really would like to keep using these, but better set of foot gear, of course. Some added level to melee skills on the gloves. Maybe, you know, an actual shield would help, because this is cute, but I've never seen it block. We're not gonna corrupt this. I don't want to you know, chance it. We do still have some divines. I'm going to think about trying to improve those rolls, maybe the level of lightning skills. But taking a look at the damage, leap slam 6.5k is not enough to clear endgame maps mobs. We leap into the pack, and mobs are usually left with a quarter of their life. It's socketed with Life Thief because we can't regenerate. There is no other way to stain the build. With Devastate, we do inflict heavy stuns, usually on the first hit against, you know, normal mobs, and then because we fully break their armor, we do some fire damage, which should be scaled with our passive skills. Momentum, because you kind of trigger it most of the time. But taking a look at ball lightning, yeah, it's a low damage skill, but its point is to, the whole point of the skill is to shock enemies. And for some reason I can't see here the shock chance. Never mind. As you've seen, we don't really shock enemies when we leap into them, or when ball lightning triggers. The socket here is a greater rune fighting. It could be useful because we don't get we can't quality this. There is no way to quality the persistent buff that you get from the Mjollner. It's already quality 20, but the skill has no quality. So it's 60%, then 70% energy gain. You'd want to trigger it when gains free energy per power of enemies you hit with melee attacks. So you want to cast this when it reaches 100. So an energy gain modifier of 70% isn't actually doing much better than 60%. Counting this against a unique, you'd get 20 power, which is 60. So 60 power modified by 60%, that's 96. Okay, maybe you need this so you can get to 100%. Hitting elites should charge your Thunder God's Wrath on a single hit. But then you get the percentage of enemies ailment threshold, so run overwhelming presence, so that the enemy's ailment threshold is reduced. I'll have to count it. I'll do a few runs against some unique enemies and see if it triggers on each hit. And even if it triggers on each hit, you've seen that we don't inflict shocks at the moment. I'll look into it, see if there's anything I can do to improve it. But as it is, this should be the first step on the ladder. This should be the baseline, and there should only be improvement from this point forward. I'm looking forward to see what Thorgrim here can do. If we can get that strength back up to 800 as we were running earlier. And I don't know, maybe the skill tree needs some improvement, because overall damage increases, this 104% damage increase, it is tied to some defensive layer, which is awesome. We do want to live long enough to trigger the Thunder God's Wrath multiple times. Yeah, maybe the next update will be with full ascendancy. We'll see how we get to that, because the flying bird boss from the Trials of Chaos is still a hard wall for the build. But with that being said and presented, I think this is the time to say goodbye to Thorgrim. He'll meet you next time with, let's hope, some meaningful updates. Until then, goodbye, Exiles.